Do you have a moment to save the whales? All right. Hi there. Do you have a moment? Okay. You got a moment to save the whale? All right. Thank you. Spare a moment to save the whales? All we need is a signature.
Sorry, I'm really late for work. Maybe next time.
It'll only take a second, Sarah.
How do you know my name?
Your name badge.
Oh, right. Look, I'm sorry.
Thousands of whales are dying every year, and your signature could be the one to change all that.
Look, I really admire what you're doing, and I really do want to save the whales, but I just can't this morning because I'm really late for work. I'm sorry.
Don't you think Peter would want you to sign?
Who's Peter?
Your husband. Peter. He's an animal lover, isn't he?
How do you know Peter?
Ah. You must have mentioned him.
I don't think I did.
Aren't you going to answer it? Who is it?
It's Peter. Hi, honey. Oh my God.
What's wrong?
Oh my God. He's down at the dock. Some guys took him and they've tied concrete blocks around his ankles.
Oh no, that's terrible. I hope they don't throw him in the sea.
Jesus.
What do you think they want, Sarah? Do you think maybe they want you to sign the petition?
What? No! Honey, it is going to be okay, okay? I'm going to get you help. I'll get you help. Did you have something to do with this? Is this about saving the whales?
I'm just collecting signatures.
Okay, well, I'm in the middle of an emergency. I have to call the police.
Yeah. That's a good idea. That's smart. "111, what's your emergency?" I don't think that's such a good idea, Sarah. Okay, great. Initials here, and email there, and you're good to go. Thank you so much. You have a great day. Hi there, spare a moment to save the whales? Don't worry, that's just my evil twin. But why is my evil twin so determined to get people's signatures? Well, let's find out. It's time to talk about campaigning.
Citizens Handbook. The Citizens Handbook.
Some things are easy to do on your own, like, can't say that, solitaire. Nothing rude about solitaire. Other things are hard to do on your own, like folding a fitted sheet. And some things are borderline impossible to do on your own. Changing how New Zealand works is one of those things. The fact is, most changes worth changing need a whole bunch of changes to change them. Luckily, there's probably a bunch of people out there who want to make the same change you want to make. The trick is finding those people, organising them into a network, getting them all to pull in roughly the same direction, and keeping spirits high in the face of many inevitable disappointments. If you manage to put all of that together and come up with a catchy name for yourselves, then you've got the makings of a serious campaign. For example, once upon a time, before the 1990s, New Zealand had a voting system called First Past the Post. It was a simple system. Labour and National had a race to win the most electorates, and the winner became the government. There was just one problem with FPP. It sucked. So a royal commission came along and said, FPP isn't that good, and we recommend this German thing called MMP that allows for lots of smaller parties instead of just 2 big parties. And all the MPs from Labour and National teamed up to say, ha, no. So a bunch of people who'd submitted to the Royal Commission came together and formed the Electoral Reform Commission, or ERC, or ERC. They wrote letters to newspapers that were like, well, I'm hearing lots of good things about this MMP thing, maybe we should give it a try. and they drove around the country telling everyone about this crazy new idea. Then one day, the ERC got soon-to-be Prime Minister David Lange to say on live TV, "Sure, yeah, let's have a referendum on electoral reform, why not?" And then he became Prime Minister and totally didn't do the referendum. So National Leader Jim Bolger was like, "If the Labour Party won't do the referendum, we will, because by golly, we keep our promises." And Bolger became Prime Minister and kept his word, and there was a referendum. The ERC's opponents had millions more dollars to spend, but the ERC had a secret weapon. Hundreds of grassroots campaigners all around the country who were like, "Oh hi, we care a lot about this issue, we represent a diverse cross-section of New Zealand society, and we're experienced and well-resourced." Sure enough, their hard work paid off. At the 1993 referendum, 54% of New Zealanders agreed. "We don't totally understand MMP, but we're pretty confident it'll be better than what we've got now." The end. The MMP campaign had a lot of good luck along the way. David Lange wasn't actually allowed to promise a referendum on the telly, and Jim Bolger only offered his referendum because at the time, New Zealand politics was going through a brief phase of keeping promises. But all the luck in the world wouldn't have helped the MMP cause if there wasn't an army of campaigners ready to pounce on any opportunity they got. So, how do you build a private army of changemakers to get your cause over the line? By running a campaign, that's how. At the heart of every good campaign is a big, beautiful vision of the future, with a specific, achievable goal that gets you closer to that vision. Sorry about that. The ERC's vision was for a parliament that was actually representative of its voters, and their specific goal was make MMP happen. The trick to a good goal is to make it big enough that it's meaningful and inspiring. After all, no one's going to give up their precious time to join your cause if it's just bring the Santa parade closer to Robbie's house, although I do think that's important. But, on the other hand, your goal also can't be too big, like abolish nighttime. No one's going to join your cause if it feels like no matter how much work they put in, it's never gonna happen. I'll get you one day, nighttime. Once you've got your perfect Goldilocks goal that's not too big and not too small, but just right, you'll need to build your team. You could do what Phil Saxby did and drive around and talk to every group of people you can find. Churches, marae, bridge clubs, chess clubs, fight clubs, and convince them to join your campaign. You could get people to sign a petition on social media and then email them and ask for their help. Listen to your team. They might help you change your goal and make it better. Now you need a target. That's the person or people who are in charge of the thing you want to change. You're going to start to put pressure on them to do what you want. As well as knowing your target, you also need to know your opposition. That's the person or group of people who are going to push back against you. If you're trying to make cornflakes illegal, then your target might be the Prime Minister of New Zealand, and your opposition will be whoever makes cornflakes. The kangaroo, I guess. Once your team knows the vision, goal, target, and opposition, then you can start dreaming up some actions. Actions are how you pressure your target into giving you what you want. They could be writing a bunch of letters, or organising a march somewhere annoying, or gathering a bunch of minor celebrities to record a charity single. If you and your team manage to organise and pull off an action for your campaign, then congratulations. You've just earned yourself a special prize. Media attention! Media attention will raise public awareness of your cause, but good media attention will raise public support. So choose your spokespeople carefully, befriend some journalists from the last episode, and put out press releases and videos. Public support puts even more pressure on your target and brings more people into your campaign. No comment. And when your first action is done and dusted, start planning your next one. Escalate the pressure on your target. Grow public support. Before you know it, your cause will be the talk of the town. Everyone will agree that your opposition are a bunch of losers, and your target will get real bad FOMO if they don't jump aboard the change train. Choo choo. Campaigns are all about getting people to work together in the most effective way possible. That means letting everyone play to their strengths, develop their skills, and grow their capacity. You'll get all sorts on a campaign. People who love yelling into megaphones, people who are good with spreadsheets, and people who just want to get their daily steps in. You'll need all of them. And here's a little secret between you and me. Remember the politicians from episode 1? Sometimes they want more public pressure to do cool stuff. After all, if they're facing enough pressure from your campaign, maybe they can get away with doing things that would otherwise be unpopular with voters. They might secretly be on your side. Shh. So, there you go, Campaigning 101. Go join a campaign you like. And if you hate them all, why not start your own? Good luck!
Citizens Handbook.